What's up guys, in this video I'll be walking you through on how to overdraft Chase Bank account. Okay, so overdrafting a Chase Bank account means spending more money than you have available in your checking account, and then Chase may cover this transaction at their discretion, but it often incurs fees. And here is how it works. You need to understand Chase overdraft service, and then Chase offers a few ways they handle overdrafts. So we have the standard overdraft practice. This is automatically included with most Chase checking accounts, and then Chase may choose to pay overdraft for certain transactions like checks, ACH payments, and recurring debit card transactions at their discretion based on your account history and deposits. If they pay, a fee is usually applied. Another thing is overdraft protection, which is actually optional. So you can actually link a Chase savings account to your checking account. If you overdraw your checking account, funds will be transferred from your linked savings account to cover the transaction. This typically avoids an overdraft fee from the checking account, but you must have enough fund in your savings account. And then the third service is the debit card coverage, which is actually optional, and then opt-in required for everyday debit card transactions. That is, by default, Chase will decline everyday debit card transaction like groceries, gas, if you don't have enough money. If you opt in for debit card coverage, Chase may authorize and pay this everyday debit card overdraft at their discretion. If they pay, a fee usually applies. And then the fourth service, is the Chase Overdraft Assist. So what this does is, this is an automatic feature for most checking accounts. It provides a grace period to avoid fees if your account is overdrawn by $50 or less at the end of the business day. You won't be charged an overdraft fee if you are overdrawn by more than $50. So you have until 11 p.m. and then 8 p.m. PT the next business day to deposit or transfer funds to bring your account balance to overdrawn by $50 or less to avoid a fee. So now let me walk you through on how to overdraft and what happens. So simply make a purchase, write a check, or initiate a payment, maybe bill pay or ATM withdrawal, for an amount greater than your available balance. So Chase will then decide, based on their policies and your account history, whether to pay the transaction or decline, return it. So if Chase pays the overdraft, that means you will likely be charged a $34 overdraft fee per transaction, and then there is a maximum of 3 fees per business day, which is up to $102. So exceptions to fee is the Chase Overdraft Assist. So no fee if your account is overdrawn by $50 or less at the end of the business day, and then no fee if you are overdrawn by more than $50 but you bring your balance to overdrawn by $50 or less by 11 p.m. ET, then 8 p.m. PT the next business day. Hope you are getting the point now. So if you bring your balance to overdrawn by $50 or less by 11 p.m. ET, which is 8 p.m. PT the next business day, no fee will be charged. So, and another thing is no fee for transaction of $5 or less. So if you are making a transaction of less than $5, be rest assured you will not be charged for it. Another thing is no fee if your debit card transaction was authorized when you did not have sufficient when you did have sufficient funds. That is, there won't be any fee if your debit card transaction was authorized when you have enough balance in your account. So no fee if your check or ACH is returned unpaid through a fee, though a fee may apply if it is presented again and paid. So another thing is no fee if your debit card transaction or ATM withdrawal is declined. So if you're trying to make a transaction and then your ATM or debit card transaction is declined, they are not going to charge you for that. So the third step is the third thing rather, that is the steps to potential overdraft, and this actually incurs fees. So you have to make sure your checking account balance is less than the amount of the transaction you intend to make, and then write a check for an amount exceeding your balance. Make an ACH payment, maybe an automatic bill payment that exceed your balance, and then if you have debit card coverage opted in, use your debit card for an everyday purchase like groceries or gas that exceeds your balance. If you haven't opted in, these transactions will likely be declined without a fee. So another thing is you can attempt an ATM withdrawal for more than your available balance. This will generally be declined unless you have opted in for debit card coverage and they choose to pay it. So, and Chase processes transaction during nightly processes. This is when they determine if your account is overdrawn or apply fees. So if Chase pays the transaction and your account is overdrawn by more than $50 and you don't fix it by the next business days, cut off via Chase draft overdraft assist, you will be charged the $34 overdraft fee. And that is that about that.